As we continue on to see how we can all bring our tool bag to the United Center and help fix things around the building. Now we got to talk about some realistic trade targets for the Chicago Bulls. Do you like them or do you not like them? I don't know. This might be a Kendrick versus Drake type of thing. I don't know. But then what's the first order of business for the Chicago Bulls? Y'all already know. We're going to talk about it, break it down. But you know what? You got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys on this beautiful Saturday. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog CDubb. How you doing, boy?
I'm feeling great. Damn, what was that last night? Damn, y'all was dropping bombs last night.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, CDubb. All these intros I be doing, they be freestyle. You think I can get in the game?
Yeah, you got bars, nephew. Don't even sure you got bars. Oh, bro.
But hey, if y'all tuned in with us today, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and share this with your mama's mama. It's okay. She will enjoy it, and your daddy will too. It's all good. But CDubb, we talked about a lot of things around the Chicago Bulls, but we still haven't touched on some realistic trade targets. So Bleacher Report came out and they dropped, a report with some 3 potential targets that we wanted to go ahead and discuss for the people. And those 3 people are Dorian Finney-Smith, Kevin Huerter, and Jalen Smith. Now, before we go into breaking these guys down individually, do you like this list?
It's okay. It's okay to tell you the truth. I'm not blown away or nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't like, oh shit, Dorian Finney-Smith.
For sure. But let's start off with talking about Dorian Finney-Smith since we own that young fella there. This is a forward, 6'7", 210 pounds, who's 30 years old. So he's been around the league a little bit, spent time with Dallas and with Brooklyn these last few years. Last year, my guy played 28 minutes per game and gave you about 8. He got 8.5 points, gang, 1.6 assists, and about 5 rebounds per game. When you hear about Dorian Finney-Smith, we know you're not as enthusiastic as most people might be, but what are your thoughts on if the Bulls go out and grab a player like this?
Hey man, I respect Dorian Finney-Smith because when we always talk about this, nephew. We always talk about finding your niche, and I think this guy found this niche, and he's stuck around the NBA, even though he's not as supremely talented as as other NBA players in his league. But you gotta admire his hard work. He's worked on his jump shot. He never had that in his early years as a player. In the last couple of years, you see him pulling up for 3, especially in the corners. He'll knock it down in the corner, and he always been the hustle guy, getting you everything. He give you a little bit of everything. He can go and get you a tough rebound. He can guard you. He can guard some of the best players in this league. He's just a real solid NBA professional. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now as far as him coming to the Chicago Bulls, I don't think that's such a good idea. Because of this reason, what are you going to do with Patrick Williams and Julian Phillips? We need to stop blocking the progress of our young studs that need to be cultivated and put into games to let grow and to become a butterfly. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm gonna say no on Dorian Finney-Smith, but I respect his hustle. I respect his grind though, but not on this team.
Absolutely, and I'm with you on that, man. I can't agree more. Like I said, I think Dorian Finney-Smith is a solid player. But CDubb, if you ask me, is it much different than Torrey Craig?
It's the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. So is it pretty much is not gonna be changing much? You know what I'm saying? It's still because these guys are not great defenders, but they are solid. This guy right here is a 35% career 3-point shoot. Well, last year 35% from the 3, and you know what I'm saying. It's just I wanna, if we're gonna go out and grab some vets, I'm looking at other caliber players, maybe more so. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with him being a 4, to be able to provide some size and maybe a little bit more juice for the Chicago Bulls. But as of right now, I'm with you. We need to go younger, bro. That's just how I'm looking at it. You ready to move on?
Move on.
All
Yeah, go
right,
ahead.
next guy on the list is Kevin Herter. This is a shooting guard slash forward, 6'7", 190 pounds. Provides a lot of, well, not a lot, but provides some length for the Chicago Bulls. Provides some 3-point shooting as well. Last season, gave the Kings 10 points, about 3 assists, and about 4 rebounds. And from the 3-point line, he shot 36%. How you feeling about Kevin Herter?
Kevin Herter is a very interesting player. He was with Atlanta. I thought he was one of the key calls that made Atlanta go, especially when they went to that Eastern Conference final.
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose to let go of him, but nevertheless, they did. They let go of him. And I still think he performed well with the Sacramento Kings when he was with them or is with them. They haven't traded him yet. And he's a definite streak shooter. He's streaky. If he get hot, he can shoot your ass out the building. If he missing, he can shoot his own team out of the game. I like Herter as a scorer and maybe a guy that come off the Chicago Bulls bench and give us instant offense. He'll be a definite. He can definitely get to the basket too. He's not only a 3-point shooter either. So I like him, and I think he'll be a good fit with the Chicago Bulls. I think there's some decisions to be made with the players that's on the roster first. If you want to make room, first you got to get rid of Catfish and you got to see what you want to do with on-rap the team. Do you believe in his future basketball player he could be? And then and this guy's still young too. So if you want to replace Bateen with him, I think you could do that. I'm not mad at Herter coming to the Chicago Bulls as a weapon coming off the bench.
Yeah, I would say this is a very intriguing trade target for sure because like you mentioned, the guy's still young. He's only 25 years old, but he has experience within this league on multiple playoff teams with playoff teams that had some decent success. You know what I'm saying? You brought up the Atlanta Hawks and then with the Sacramento Kings, uh, you know what I'm saying? He was able to go out there and go toe to toe with the Golden State Warriors. Essentially, they end up losing that series, but that was still valuable experience. And I think that if the Chicago Bulls are looking for veterans, this the kind of veteran that you want to look for. A guy that has years in the league, but also still some youth within him to where you can, know what I'm saying, at least get something more out of him per se than a guy who is 32, 33, maybe even 34 years old. So when you talk about the 3-point shooting and everything else that he can bring to the table, I say you will. It would be a good play, but obviously, like you mentioned, you got to go ahead and move some pieces around. So we shall see. The next player up, CDubb, is a guy by the name of Jalen Smith. This is a
Hmm.
6'10 forward, 215 pounds, playing with the Indiana Pacers this season, gave them 10 points. It ain't really easy big. You ain't gonna get no assist out of that, but he averaging 1. You get that. And then about 6 rebounds on the season. Still a young guy, 23 years old. CDubb, he's averaging 59% from the field, so that's a plus. How you looking at this Jalen Smith kid though?
Jalen Smith is a sneaky, like y'all wouldn't pay attention to him, but this is the kid with the gargles that come in and
Urkel.
yeah, little Urkel. That's little Urkel who come in and spell Miles Turner for a little bit, and he decent though. He'll get in there. He play hard. He grab rebounds. He tough defensively. I think he shoot the three too, if I'm not mistaken. I think he shoot the three. Yeah, he shoot the
42%
three.
from the three.
He shoot the three too. This is a sneaky pick. 23 years old. I am not mad at it. But once again, it's distinction what you do with the what we got on the Andre Drummond. What you want to do? You want to keep Andre Drummond and try to sign him back for a couple more years, or do you want to go younger? And I like this because we going younger with Jalen Smith. He can definitely help coming off the bench and try to fill that Andre Drummond role. What can he bring? That Andre, he'll never be the rebounder that Andre Drummond is, but he'll bring more. Damn, do I want this to sound bogus? But he'll bring more IQ. He won't get no. The most the crazy shit we get with Andre Drummond, you know, them crazy forays down the court where
Yep.
he'll throw the ball like in the rafters and shit, like throw it over the backboard. You wouldn't get that with Jalen Smith. But you will be missing like one of the greatest rebounders of all time. You got to weigh those options, you know what I'm saying, in the youth. But I'm not mad at Jalen Smith, to tell you the truth. If he could come in and help this team, he a big, he can shoot the three, he rebounds, he plays defense, and he got size. And he's 23 years old. Yes, to
Facts.
Jalen.
I
To
think I
Jalen.
think this will definitely be somebody you have to absolutely entertain. I think he fits the mold of what Billy Donovan is looking for from a sitter, because he will be able to give you more options offensively while he's in the game. Just averaging about 2.5 attempts from the three, but hell, that's more than what Drummond is giving you. So that's
Hmm.
something you can explore. And the youth, you know what I'm saying, the athleticism, he would never probably be the rebounder that Andre Drummond is, but when you balance that on the defensive side of what he can give you, and adding on the offense, that's something you probably got to entertain, depending on, you know what I'm saying, what's the cost for him and what it's gonna look like and things like that. But the question is, out of all three of these players, who's the most intriguing?
The most intriguing player has to be Jalen at the end. Uh, Herder, we already swapped with a lot of wing players and guards on our team. It depending on what they do on with the roster before we make that deal for a guy like Herder. But on the side of size, we desperately need size. We've been needing size for the last couple years, and I think that even if you get rid of Andre Drummond, I think he can remedy some of that. Plus, you'll get some of the youthfulness, and you won't get so much of those crazy foray plays like Andre Drummond does, like some of the time, bro. But you would just be missing a rebounder. So I'm gonna just go with Jalen, bro, a young guy, and I'm Urkel, bro. He go to what's Urkel alter ego? Steven Urkel or some shit. What's his name?
I forgot.
Stefan. Stefan.
Yeah, there we
Stefan.
go.
That's Stefan Urkel, bro. Get Stefan Urkel over here, bro.
You already know. And I'm going to agree with you on that. I think that the most intriguing one is this, because I think the Bulls absolutely need to start investing in their front court. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I think Dorian Finney-Smith wouldn't be a bad pickup. But I think when you talk about the youth and you add that to the conversation, that this is probably a guy that can give you a few more years to what a Dorian Finney-Smith can give you if things do, start to work out in a positive way. And the investment needs to be heavy in this front court. I mean, we got a bevy of guards and wings, and we can go up and down the list. But when we talk about the 4 and the 5 spot, we a bit shaky right there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we tried to get Patrick Williams to do it all on his own, but that's just not gonna work. Yeah, we tried to see what Torrey Craig can give us, but that hasn't worked much either, because he's battled injuries, and when he did come back, he wasn't the same. So the investment needs to be in that center spot, in that 4 or 5 spot. So I think out of all three, that will be the most intriguing. So, hey, y'all let us know what y'all thinking about that one for sure.
That'd be crazy, bro.
It
Andre
will.
Drummond not on the Bulls, bro. We
I
got a
think they need
long
to let
off
him walk
season.
though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that neither, nephew. He need to go try to compete for a championship. He tried in the past, but he deserves it, bro. We on a
Yeah.
whole nother level, right? We on another path right now, bro.
Yeah, I think you let Andre Drummond walk, and you just see what you can get out of whoever else next. Because I think the Bulls need to start investing in that player development when it comes to the center spot.
Yeah.
Because again, I took a fat ass L, Marko Simonovic, but hey, we never seen him on the NBA court. So
And that was the try that I was about to say. They tried, but this motherfucker ran all the way across the damn water, across the Atlantic Ocean. The Bulls didn't do him right. They just
yeah,
let him be in the G League. Now this is what we learned, nephew, really quick. If you become G League MVP, that is not a good thing because that means you is not getting to the league. We got two G League MVPs in the last 4 years. Simonovic and
and
the little
Garlic,
guard with the crazy head,
Garlic Jones.
Garlic Jones. So I don't know.
This man said with the crazy head.
It's
But
whack,
hey,
nephew. It's whack. His head is whack.
bro. But hey, now we move on to the final topic of the day. What's the first order of business to fix the team? I know obviously a lot of for people, the top thing on a lot of people's minds and charts will be Zach LaVine.
So
Is
we
there
okay.
anything other than that that you feel like has to be at the top of the list?
Good one right there, because that'll been an obvious thing. I'm going with Nick Vooch. Got to trade Nick Vooch. The key to changing this team up and giving this team a new identity is getting rid of Nick Vooch. I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of y'all love Nick Vooch, but Nick Vooch is like a old ass 1920 chandelier that keep reminding you that this house is old as hell. Every time you look at that chandelier, like damn, this house old than a motherfucker. It's time for Nick Vooch to get traded. I think he should also go try to compete for a championship. That's funny. But I think it starts from there. You got to make a decision on that, because I think the guy that guards your paint is really the key for your team. I don't think it ever changed, even though the skill has changed in the NBA. If your big ain't right, you ain't winning nothing in the NBA. So I would start with Nick Vooch, nephew.
I think that's the consensus that I'm gonna roll with as well. I think that you gotta figure out a role for Nikola Vucevic, and it gotta include one or two things. You either getting traded or you gotta find a role off the bench for this guy. I just
Mm.
think that if you want to be more dynamic, if you want to be a team that runs at a faster pace to put teams on their heels, you figure
Mm.
out, hey, you can't start here, bro. I just don't think that it's good enough for him to be the starter for the Chicago Bulls. That's just my personal opinion. I think that if you're looking at the Celtics, he could be your Al Horford. Your veteran, your older guy that comes in off the bench, provides you with a little bit of life. And me personally, I think it'll be better for Nikola Vucevic. I think he will perform better in spurts versus trying to force him to play at the end of the games because he make money here. Or trying to tell him, let's go out here and play 38, 39, 40 minutes. Right now, with that age and his big ass feet, it ain't happening at a consistent basis anymore. So it's time to try to see if you can get something out of him in spurts, because he's still a decent basketball player. I just don't see him. I don't think he should be a star for the Chicago Bulls. I think they need to find their youth, because I'm looking at the Dallas Mavericks and all them damn fucking iron giant, bro. Daniel Gafford and his athleticism, which we had, he dunked the shit out of Zubac and pushed him up off him.
Yeah, he did.
And that was after James Harden made him look like a fool on the other end. He said, all right, bet. Watch this. And went and slammed that bitch on their head. I ain't never seen Nikola Vucevic. Maybe twice. I give him twice. It was a dunk. I think he did on Valanciunas. It was nasty.
And then he did a little torso pop and shit.
I think it was. I don't think it was this end of the season, but the previous year. And it was towards the end of the season, and he yammed that bitch going into the play-in. Yeah, so I think that's what the Bulls really, really need to look at, because the Mavs, they looking like they about to put some pressure on some us. And I'm ready for the Bulls to put some pressure on the Muzz. The city is too lit right now to not have the Chicago Bulls lit with the rest of the city.
Yeah, bro. And it is a shame that you mentioned my man Gafford. And also don't forget Wendell Carter Jr. is still in the playoffs as well, performing pretty well. So it does it tell the Chicago Bulls they need more patience? Does it tell the Chicago Bulls that they just can't breed good players on this good bigs on this franchise? But it's some bigs flourishing in the playoffs right now that started off their careers as Chicago Bulls, at Gafford, Carter, Portis. It's just, well, not Portis anymore. He gone fishing, but he was just there. So here we go. I think you draft a big man. You go and get yourself a Jalen or somebody from the Indiana Pacers, but you gotta deal with that spot. You gotta deal with that position, bro.
Hey, CDubb, they could have had Walker Kessler. He was right there.
Oh yeah, bring him up, nephew. Bring him up, and they ain't listen to us because that's what we was telling them what to do. Next time, listen to us. The hell is you talking about? But we got Dalen.
If a center has a double-digit block game, I gotta take notice to see what else he could do for my team. I don't know what the Bulls was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. But they got, who do we get? Dalen.
We got
Dalen. Dalen ain't.
I ain't throwing no strays at Dalen. I'm good. I'm gonna let bro do him. He didn't ask. Well, he was he put in his request into the draft, but he didn't say, "Hey, Bulls, you have to take me." He didn't say that. The Bulls elected to do that.
He was right there though. Walker Kessler was right there. Y'all looked past him and got Daly Terry, bro. So that goes another bad decision for the front office. Another one. No, because I don't want to diss Daly, though, gang. I
We'll
sound
see
like I'm
what it
dissing
turns
Daly.
out to. I mean, but hey, we'll figure out if it was a bad decision. These two guys are still early in their career.
Yeah.
We'll see. But as of right
Yeah.
now, Walker Kessler in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
We'll find out soon, though.
Yeah, we gonna find out. Nick Vooch need to go bye-bye. I'm sorry. Ain't no coming off the bench. I want him gone, nephew. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey,
Gang.
that's what I'm saying. But you know that money tied into him, so we'll see.
Yeah, trade him for a pickle. A pickle and a plane
Give us
ticket.
2
Yeah.
second rounds and y'all can have them.
Yep.
I don't
with
even know
that.
if that's enough, though.
Enough on our part?
I'm
Will we need
just
more?
saying for the money wise, because I don't know if you could just trade the picks for the player.
I don't know. However, y'all, that's why y'all get paid. Just do it. The hell is y'all talking about?
Bro. For sure. But you got anything left?
Hell no. Shout out to the Chicago Sky. They had their first little preseason game last night. I wish they would have been on TV. Good job, Chicago Sky. Get them on TV, bro.
That's a disservice to the people.
Bro,
You got people that wants to be drawn into your game now. More people than ever. What are we doing, WNBA? What are you doing? We want to support these squads, especially because we from Chicago and Chicago Sky lit right now. We want to jump on board and support the squad. Put the service and the product and make it available for the people. That's the number one thing in business. What? Anyway.
What are we doing?
Man. But hey, that's it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we gonna catch y'all on the next one. For sure.